Yeah, yeah.
I was
You
so
got
mad. How are you? I was so mad about that last week. Ugh. That's what happens when we're having a conversation as you hit the play button. It's okay.
we can't all be 80s television stars like myself.
I was actually talking about you today. I met a real life actor today.
Oh, one of my coworkers.
I didn't ask him how famous he was, or like, I don't want to say famous, but I didn't say like, have you been in anything that I know or whatever. But we had a nice conversation about acting and stuff, and I mentioned you and how you were an actor and stuff like that. And my friend is an actor, blah blah blah, or was an actor. I mean, you're right. You don't act anymore, right?
Then I hit puberty and got ugly.
So then he followed my page, and of course, what's the first thing I do? I go to his IMBD, and he's in some legit stuff, like legit. The biggest thing I don't want to say the biggest thing. I'm not a movie guy, so I don't know what movies are bigger than other. But the one thing I saw him in was saw that he was in, which I do know. Not that I watch TV, but I do know the show was Bang Theory, Big Bang Theory.
Oh yeah.
But he was in some movies and stuff like that. He looks like he's a guy that would be a movie star. But anyway, hi Rob, how are you?
I'm good. How you doing? You having a better week this week? Less pricks out there on social media?
No, not less. I found one yesterday.
Still a good amount of prickage out there.
Bro, can you explain this to me? I know this is not pool related, and it's probably not a good way to lead off from the show, but I found this girl talking mad shit about me on Facebook. She's on my page every day. She looks on my Instagram. I don't get it. Why are you going to talk?
There's a certain amount of people out there. I think they think they're hiding behind a wall, but they get these, I don't know what you call them, internet balls or whatnot. But I forgot that quote that Mike Tyson says, but so many people forget what it's like to get punched in the face. And I think we need to bring it back.
I mean, if I don't like you, I'm not looking on your page.
Yeah, fuck you. That's the way I think about it. I don't want to know where you're going for lunch. If I hate you, yeah.
I don't care. If I don't like you, I'm not looking at your page. And I post multiple times on my story page. And to be honest with you, before I read what she wrote on Facebook, I didn't know her from a hole. I don't know her. Like, I don't even know her. So the funny thing is, I don't even know you, and you're talking poorly, but like, okay. So then I look, oh, does she follow me? Oh, yes, she does. So then I give her the benefit of the doubt, thinking, because she has a private page, I give her a benefit of the doubt, thinking, you know what? Maybe she doesn't use her Instagram anymore. She doesn't realize, she still follows me, whatever. And I look on I look, how you can look to see who's been on your page. I look.
Yeah.
There she is. So I'm not focused on it. I posted something else. There she is again. So I was talking to my friend about it, and he said, I want to know now, like at the end of the week, how many times you see her. So the next day, yesterday, I posted something. A couple hours later, I looked. There she was again. So she is going to get a piece of my mind at the end of the week when I have about 10 or 20 screenshots with her name on my page. So good news is she will not see this video, and she will not know that she's about to get bum rushed by me.
I have the same thing, but mine's different. Mine is more of I like you so much. I'm such a big fan of the page. They come around. They want to know parts of your life, and then they get in and they get free stuff and perks, and then they go away, disappear.
Missing.
Yeah, milk card.
Yeah. Well, I thought about that. She invested a lot of time.
A lot.
To get a free
lot.
Shirt.
Yeah.
Today, I want to tell you a short story. Today, I peek around a corner, and there's somebody I want to take a picture of, right? So the way my camera is, it doesn't have to be right in front of me. I can put it around a corner so that, because I like taking candid shots, right?
You got that screen that you can see.
That I can flip any which way, right? So I peek. The picture's there. I'm behind this piece of machinery or something, right? I pull back so they don't know that I'm there, and I set up the camera, dial in the numbers, stuff like that. Now there's a person standing right there, and she says, "Can I help you?" I said, "No, I'm good." Right? Like whatever, right? And I go to take the picture, and she said, "Oh, what are you doing?" And I don't want to pay attention to her, right? I'm trying to get a picture, right? You can't do that. I said, yes, I can. She said, no. You can't just take a picture of anybody you want. I said, yes, I can. And she said, you need to ask permission. And I said, no, number one, no, I don't. Number two, mind your fucking business. And number three, get out of my life. Like, who are you? I don't even know you.
Yeah.
Get out of my life. And she's like, you need to ask permission. And I said, no, I don't. And to relax. And she says, don't tell me what to do. Meanwhile, she just was telling me what to do, right? To which I said, zip it. And then suddenly she became a victim.
Yeah.
And I realized that people believe that they're in charge, and the second you challenge them, you're the villain. Now
Yeah.
She made me the villain.
How dare you?
Right. How dare you question me? But I couldn't question her. You know what? And
I love this stuff because I actually watch a guy. I've been subscribed to this guy for like 10 years on YouTube. His name is Jason, and his son is Ben, and they run pages called Amagansett Press and Watching the Watchmen. They used to do like First Amendment videos and all that. But really, it's this guy traveling the country with his son and his wife. They take video. They go down they'll pick a random city. They'll take video. They'll go up and down the street. People come out of their storefronts. People, he's on the sidewalk. He's just taking random, like life as it happens, videotape and pictures. People do the same shit. You can't take my picture. I didn't approve you're taking my image. And why are you in front of my store? He's like, I'm on the sidewalk. If you don't want people to take your image, don't go out in public.
Right. I've seen this. I've seen these people. It's a father and a son, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I've seen their videos before. Good point. One video I thought of in particular is exactly what you said. They're inside. You can't even see their face. They come outside. Don't take my picture. Well, then why did you come in front of the lens? I've had at least, I would say, every week, one person say, what are you doing? I'm a street photographer. Okay. Right. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? You don't have my permission. How about before you come at me? This is all I want people to do. Before you come at me and you tell me what you believe the law is, actually learn the law. But more importantly than this, and I say this all the time, if I take your picture and you say to me, don't use it, I prefer if you don't use it. You know what I do 100% of the time, 100% of the time? I don't use it.
Yeah, or you'll blur them out or something like that.
But if you're going to come at my neck, no.
I'm going to fuck with you, yeah.
I'm coming right back at you. I started I started that new page this week. I don't know if you were on it today.
Yeah, call it raw. I've seen a couple things on there.
Call it raw. Call it raw. Yeah. Call it raw. Anyway.
Bing.
I wrote on there today. If essentially this was my message. If you want to challenge me, fine, but don't be surprised when I don't kowtow to what you're telling me, and don't play the victim after. Crazy. All right, let's get in the show.
We got our lone fan in the house. Say hello to 77 Jeff.
77 Jeff.
Jeff, did you get that shirt? I sent Jeff out a shirt this week. He was one of the many who bought one.
I hope that Jeff sends us pictures locally where he lives. I don't even know where he lives. Ask him where he lives.
Tennessee, Jeff, is that right? I forgot. I don't want to blow up your spot though. I don't want fans to barrage your house or anything.
I don't think they would do that, would they?
He's our lone fan, and we're stars. So,
we are stars.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
Jeff, maybe you'll send us a picture before England. What was that about the?
And Tex is on also. Hey, Tex, how's it going, brother?
Texas is Texas, by the way. I didn't know that last week.
Yeah, Jeff's in Memphis.
I'm looking for those pictures you just told me. They're on his Facebook. Point
Who's
number
that?
one. Point number one. Here. Maybe this. All right. What do you got on the agenda? Point number one. Let's start with point number one. I can't.
I got you. I think it was in Billy's stories.
Stories. All right.
Anyway, regardless, a big congrats is due for our friends Sky Woodward and his lovely bride Ashley Woodward now. So yeah.
Although I've been calling her Ashley Woodward for the last 5 years.
Anyway. Yeah, same. Hey, they look like just from the few pictures that we seen from Billy, it looked like they had a nice wedding. Obviously, hopefully it was
he
private.
Wearing a tux, Sky? Was he wearing a tux?
I just seen Billy. I just seen that picture in Billy's stories of him and his girlfriend Angie, and they looked like they were dolled up. It wasn't a rodeo wedding or anything like that with sawdust around his feet or anything.
I think they do a cowboy wedding or something like that, right?
It's Texas, Oklahoma guys, people. So no, there was it looked like they had on real tuxedos. So all
right,
congrats to them.
Well, if Billy's wearing a tuxedo, it means Sky's wearing a tuxedo, right? So I look forward to seeing pictures of Sky wearing a tuxedo.
Yeah, they should come tumbling in any day, or unless we got to go to TMZ for them.
Well, I know who his uncles and his aunts are and stuff like that, so they're bound to post something, right? I'm sure they got invited. I'm sure it was just not me that didn't get invited.
Tex, you talking about Billy? Yeah, he's a nice tux suit.
And Angie was wearing a dress.
Of course. She's very stunning. Also,
so beautiful, huh?
Yeah.
If I was a famous pool player, I could probably date a beautiful woman like that, right?
I'm sure you can get like a Saming Chen or something like that.
All right. I mean, look at Federer. Federer has a model wife. Tyler has a model wife. Skylar has a model wife. Billy has a model wife.
Yeah.
You have a model wife that died, unfortunately.
Yeah, she was trying to toast bread in the tub and she slipped.
All right. I'm going to start point number 2. If we're done with Billy's wedding, Skylar's wedding that I didn't get invited.
Move on to the big to do.
I mean, the guy says I'm his friend.
Yeah. And I was like I said, I was hoping to be your
friends.
I was hoping to be your plus one.
Jay, you're one of my best friends. What
Come to my wedding.
Yeah.
Take some pictures.
Yeah, whatever. Jay, you could actually probably even leave the camera home. Okay, whatever. It has been a whirlwind week of pool. Yeah, sure, there's tournaments going on. Whatever. But that's not what we're here to talk about.
Yeah, this is Waxgate is going on.
Waxgate. I want to start with this. Unfortunately, I don't have a copy of it, and it's gone. Hopefully, someone has a copy of it, and it will reappear. I'll work on that. I just thought of something. The single greatest, and why I'm talking, maybe the two guys that are, the two birds can tell me if they saw it. The single greatest pool video ever was posted by Dennis Okoye, and what he said was so ridiculous, so over the top, so crazy that don't be surprised that it's already been taken down hours later.
Yeah, I completely didn't see it.
Even Dominic said it's the greatest video ever. But I'm gonna not for what's the word, verbatim. I'm gonna ad-lib some of this stuff. But let me give you some of the quotes that Dennis Ocorlio said in this video. And I have to tell you, I'm not saying this as a flex. Don't take it as a flex. I lived with Dennis for a week in Texas, right? He was as calm, as chill as could be. And we talked about a million things, right? And the week we were hanging out together, there was no tournament. So we had nothing but time, right? The Dennis that I lived with for a week and the Dennis that was in that video today are two different people. It's crazy. I heard things like and the video was meant for Kachi, and I heard things like, "You're not even a good player. You're stupid. You want to come after Filipinos? Here we are. Come, right?" Dennis says the greatest line ever. "Come, I will play you 30 hours a day. Come, I'll play you 30 hours a day." It was the way he said it. It was perfect. "Come and I'll play you 30 hours a day." He said, "Bring 100, bring 200, bring 300,000. Just come, but please bring your money. Bring your stake horse if you want. Come, I will play you every day." And he said, "You will leave here defeated and broke."
You leave there stabbed.
Because where does this come from? This comes from I love this. I mean, I love this. I can't.
But how much of this is Dennis standing up for his brothers and trying to bait this guy who's a known gambler into some shenanigans?
Oh yeah, right, yeah. Right.
He's not refuting the fact. He's not refuting the fact that there was wax on the ball.
Well, we're going to get into that. But listen to this. Like, if you think about how hip hop guys do it, right before an album drops, they're in some controversy. And if you want to find action, this is a good way. Somebody could say, "You're cheating." It starts controversy, the whole thing. And now suddenly Kachi has all the action he could possibly want. The one downside to what Dennis was saying that I didn't like, Dennis, if you're that good or that sure of yourself, I mean, he is that good, but that sure of yourself, and you're going to talk that level of trash, why does it have to be in the Philippines? Because Dennis said he had to come to the Philippines. Why does it have to be? You know what, Dennis? If you're going to say bring 100, bring 200, bring 300, bring your stake horse, if you're going to say all those things, Dennis, why does he have to go to the Philippines? Now, we know why he can't come to America. Why you and he can't come to America, Dennis, at least 4 more years. But why does it have to be in the Philippines? And that tells me a little bit that, their table, their equipment, So if you're going to talk trash, fine, I love it. Do it. But don't make it he has to come to the Philippines. Meet in Hong Kong. Meet in Thailand. Meet somewhere else. Meet in the middle. You know what I mean?
Jeff just pointed something out. He said Dennis released that video a week ago, and he was saying they waxed the cue ball, and it's not illegal how they do it.
I got some. Yeah, I got some. To that.
According to the big boys, the master organization, they have deemed it legal in all forms now. WPA put out a press release.
Yeah, I have that. We'll go over that in a second. But this is what starts the video. Kachi wrote this on his 10 hours ago. Line them up. 5-10 best Filipino players at the moment. I will play them all $50K each, 5 challenge matches, at least 9 or 10 ball choose.
They're going to run through Carlo Biotto's money with the quickness.
I mean, if you are a gambler, what Kachi's doing is brilliant. Alan Sword, if you guys know who Alan Sword is, if you don't, he's a big stake horse in pool.
Yeah, he's Fedor's.
Right, big. Said they won't play. But many of the well, then somebody said, this guy will play, and then there was a comment that says, bro, this guy will play. He's not even ranked WNT. Not even ranked. Who is he? Anyway, I love reading the comments. The comments are the best. Anyway, if you want to find action, I guess that's a good way to do it, is talk trash on somebody, right?
Yeah.
Because it always fires them up. Always fires them up. Man, this is a story that won't die, but it will be a story that will keep on giving. Yeah. And that Kachi is at the center of it. I love it. I love it. It's almost like, can Kachi turn into the new Mike DeShane? Please, Kachi. I'm begging you. Please be a smart aleck in your life.
Speaking of Mike, he put out that post that he was going back to work for the window place in North Carolina, and it like crushed me, man, because I love Mike so much. People don't know how good he was in the early parts of like 2012, 2015. Guy was dominant. He was Fedor. He was filler before those guys. Yeah. And now he's going back to work. So we need somebody to fill the void. So hopefully Kachi can step up and
Kachi, for an update from last week, Kachi saw the video for me offering him free lessons for ChatGPT. He found it very humorous, obviously, and I'll let you know when he's all done being trained. Okay. So he's so funny, that guy. I love that guy. I love him. I love that he has this social media persona of, I don't want to say a bad boy, but tough, like tough guy.
Yeah.
But when you talk to him face to face, he's as nice as can be, Yeah,
he's a good guy.
I would imagine some old time mobster guys like Sammy the Bull. When the old Sammy the Bull, the original version of Sammy the Bull.
Before he was a rat
guy too, right before he killed somebody, right?
Yeah, of course.
I'm not implying that Kachi's killed somebody, but there are people that are nutty, but could be nice, You
know what, Jay? I don't want to stop you here, but we got a VIP. One of your most favorite sources is on the chat, watching us currently. 77 Billiards. Yep.
77 Billiards is on this right now.
Just said he's currently at work, and he's got us on in the background. Hey, 77, thank you, man. We appreciate it.
77 Billiards here, VIP.
Yeah, that's why
I had a 77 Billiards point to make later in the show, but I might as well make it now.
You got to shoot that shot now.
No. I'll say it later. That way they have to hang in to see what I was going to say.
Jay Garrison with the teaser.
Huh? I have a 77 Billiards point too. Wow.
Stay tuned. We'll be back with that point.
Anyway, I love it. I love that he's stirring the pot. I think it's great for pool.
Yeah.
I wish it wasn't. I wish it wasn't around a cheating scandal. I wish it wasn't that, right? But I love it because controversy like this, good or bad, creates excitement. It creates,
because they're so robotic. They have to be. You got to play perfect, and once you get that liveliness, that's why people flock to Noyuki Oi. I mean, really, he's a solid player, but he's nothing special.
Yeah.
But when he does that fun stuff and
the pen in the apple.
Yeah.
That was the greatest. That used to be the greatest video ever until the Dennis Apolio video that got taken down, bro. I hope somebody has a copy of that and it could get I'm sure 77 Billiards has a copy of it. And they didn't accidentally use the iPad that had no memory in it like I did today. But I I love it, man. I love this. I love this. I wish. Listen, I don't want it all the time because then it becomes
takes
the
away.
sport is
Yeah.
a joke, right? But every once in a while, there's got to be that subplot line beyond the table. You know, if you look at other sports, there's always been some figure that has been over the top, right? The coach guy now in Colorado, what's his name? When he was a player,
Deion Sanders.
Yeah, Deion Sanders, right?
Dennis Rodman. Yeah.
I mean, you love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I love that storyline. So I love that Kachi is, you know, it would be easy for Kachi to not say another word. But now Kachi goes back over the top and says, oh, let's play 50 each. Yeah. Who's in? You know? And a bunch of guys have responded and said, I'll play him. I'll play, you know, all these guys. Until this stuff is locked in, then we'll talk about who's playing what. But I also know that there was a mention about Railbirds offering up big money to host the matches there with streaming and things like that. I think I even read somewhere somebody was offering up a free plane ticket. I'll pay for your plane ticket, whatever. But to go back to that one thing about the Dennis Okoye video is that Dennis says, come to the Philippines. Dennis, you're allowed to travel. You're just not allowed to travel to America. So don't act. And listen, I love Dennis, but don't be bullshit, bro. Don't say you're stupid. You're not a good player. I'll bet you anything. I'll play you 30 hours, but you have to come here, because that to me implies that something shady is going on. So you know, something shady. And to your point, he never said we don't wax. He never said. Not one time did he say we don't wax.
You're stupid and I'll gamble with you, but I'm going to use wax.
Yeah. So it was the greatest video ever. S77, if they saw the video, the greatest video ever. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I'm sure somebody. That's why I was gonna. Maybe Dunsky has it, or
no,
Molina Mike or something.
I asked him. He said it's gone, which is he probably has it, but when he says it's gone, it means Jay, I'm not giving it to you. That's probably what it means. Which is okay. I mean, I also told Dominic that and I truly believe this. I didn't tell him this to blow smoke. I don't blow smoke. If I give you a compliment, it's legit. I also told him that he single-handedly changed the way news is covered for pool. You know, changed the genre. You know, when you consider the old level 2 billiards, right? And how many years that I did that and how big the page got and stuff like that. And here's a guy that is next generation. You know, I think most of the people that watch me today don't know about, maybe some do. I mean, you were part of the old way that I used to do it. Texas in 77. Or not 77. Jeff 77.
Yeah.
I don't even know that 77 Billiards knows the old page and how I used to cover news. And I have to tell you, the way Dominic does it blows away the way that I used to do it.
Yeah.
And the way I used to do it, I was getting 1 million views a week. And I did it shitty, right? I didn't even do it exciting.
Dominic, he's on top of it big time.
Doing it exciting. He's got it. Unfortunately, he only does it predominantly on Facebook. I understand that Facebook is more prevalent for pool players. I don't know why. It's weird.
Yeah.
It's weird.
That's why we got to be masters of the media. We got to be across all boards here.
But the one thing that I did notice is when I was doing it 8 years ago, 5 years ago, whatever, when I was covering news, there really wasn't anybody else out there doing it. And now there seems like there's 20 people doing it, which is cool.
Same thing with shows. There's 5 more shows than before. It seemed like it was just us and Molina Mike, and now it's like everybody's popping up with something.
Right. The other thing that I noticed, and I noticed a lot of it today when I was preparing for the show for this, is how many I was impressed by it. I was blown away by it. How many different pages You're always in the chat. Look at me. I feel like you're not paying attention to me here.
No, there's a funny comment that says from John. He says, "Can we get Jay a decent camera? I can't tell if I'm half drunk or just seeing things."
Who said that?
John.
Off my Christmas list.
Hey, we want that patch back.
Anyway, I couldn't believe how many videos I found on YouTube from different people I never heard of talking about wax. I love that. It's great.
But who was first?
You were you were first. Let's talk about what you did. Let's talk about your video. So here's my first question. So for you guys at home who haven't seen the video yet, Gangster here was the first person.
Feel free to go to my channels.
Where's your channel? Okay. Was the first. Oh, look at that. There's my picture up there. I never knew that was there. Anyway, no, I can't see it because my little screen's in the way. But Gangster was the first person to do the wax test on the table. And so, Gangster, I thought the post I made of you the other day was hilarious. I'm sorry you didn't like it.
You expect me to jump at the approval? I've got other things to do. If I didn't approve it right away, it's. So I didn't have a problem with it.
Should put it back up or no?
Put it up. Who cares?
Okay.
I shot the picture.
Did you know right away the first shot with the ball with wax right away that there was wax on it?
You know what?
About what you experienced.
The second I put the lightest dusting. So turtle wax, they have many different turtle waxes, but specifically this one had carnauba wax, which is what I wanted. It comes with an applicator, which is like a sponge. I put the very lightest dusting of wax on this ball, and then I went to towel it off. And as I'm toweling it off, it's coming out of my hand like hot coals or hot pockets.
You feel it. You feel it.
It's so slippery in the towel, and then once you put it on the table, you're like, wow, this is crazy. Just I couldn't. It's almost like I couldn't even get my shot off, But obviously, this is the first time I'm using it. So, what I deduced about all this is, it's not so much helping the person doing it, but it's really screwing up the person that doesn't know about it. Because you got your muscle memory, and I know how much draw I need for this shot, how much follow I need for this shot. If you're hitting at your same pace, you're really going to blow the ball off, or you're really going to trail it back. And I think that's in these matches where it's close. It's 11-9, 15-13, like we've seen in the final. Just that little bit that you gain from it, I think that's all the difference that you need. Because after you put it on there, unless you keep putting it on, it's going to gain obviously like skin oils and pick up chalk and fibers from the table and everything, and the effect's going to die off. But just that little bit you get when it's applied, it's so dramatic. You can see just pushing the ball with my finger, it was going twice as far as the ball with nothing on it. So it's a pretty dramatic tool to use.
I watched a lot of videos of people trying it, things like that. The most interesting one was Dr. Dave's. I'm sure you watched that one.
Yeah, Dr. Dave's cool. Yeah.
His video was very, very telling. It was very, it's unbelievable. The way he's very good at that stuff, though. He's really good at it.
He's a linguist. He's a smart guy.
Yeah. Very scientific. Always very scientific with him.
He's a doctor.
Well, I know doctors. Dr. Dre is a doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I never heard him talk scientific. Right? It's funny. The first doctor I thought of was Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre.
I did see a video. I didn't think I was going to talk about it, but now you made me think of it. And let me by this page. I'm not even sure I know how to say this word. I guess it's alligator, but spelled differently, right? And they made it's not a long video, but they made a video that shows. Oh no, it's not alligator. That's the wrong one. But that alligator guy is worth watching. His wax video. But here, Six Pocket Sports made a video about showing different clips of different players.
Yeah.
Are they cleaning or are they waxing? And it's, again, I've watched thousands of pool matches and never once thought about waxing, right? So you see guys all the time manipulating balls, but I guess in my mind anyway, I've always thought of it as them cleaning, not taking something off, not putting something on. And then in that video, it shows multiple players checking the ball at the end of the match for something on the ball. It's a great video. So it's called The Cue Ball Controversy: Cleaning or Waxing. It's a video definitely worth watching. And again, it's not that long, 3 minutes long, but it's from Six Pocket Sports, and it's very interesting to watch it because you could see players. The one that's playing right now, it's Niels is literally looking at the ball like he actually takes two balls. He takes the object ball and I think it's the two ball, and he's touching them side by side to see if they feel different, and then he hits the ball a few times. It's pretty crazy. The other thing with the other one that I saw, which this guy drives me nuts, but he's got good history and good stories. But CJ Wiley with his car talks, said it's commonplace. It's commonplace. The waxing. He talks about how it's more commonplace with trick shot artists, which now I want to ask Venom if he ever uses wax.
Right. Well, Earl said the same thing. He said when he does those demos and everything like that, he specifically waxes the ball.
Yeah. I love it. So what I don't love is cheating, obviously.
Yeah.
I don't love that. I don't love that players are which is a joke. Jeff and I think talked about this earlier this week. A lawyer. I'm getting a lawyer. Johan, get a lawyer. Get a lawyer. Whatever. But the thing that I have to believe, and tell me what you think of this. I don't see this scenario that I'm about to give you. I don't see this scenario happening in America, but I believe that this is a scenario that could happen in the Philippines, because I know the Philippines are a proud people, I guess, or they're very proud.
Very proud.
But I have to believe that the elder pool players, or Coolio, Efren, Bustamante, have to be leaders within the sport and say to the kids, because it's really the kids that would bring waxing to a national, a world title, right? Have to say to them, hey, don't be knuckleheads and bring it to an event like that. Go wax if you're but why would you bring it to a world championship title, right? Wouldn't they? Is that something you would think they would say?
Tex brought up a point about Carl Boyes' video, how he was showing how the Euro Mosconi Cup team practices and they prep for Mosconi Cup TV table. Same thing with when Jeremy was coaching USA. They were putting lemon pledge on the ball and shining it up just to get that effect of new cloth. It's crazy. It's like Tex said once again, it's going to shine a light on a lot of things now. And if certain players got to play without it, if they were known users and they got to play without it, and you're going to see a lot of people tail off. And and then we're going to really see who's a player and who wasn't.
Well, one thing about the Carl Boyes video that I didn't like, again, the more we learn, the more you think hindsight, right? Carl, if that, and I'm not indicting Carl here, because you could easily say any European player. I don't know that the Americans necessarily did this, but if they did, you could kind of apply to this to them as well. If that is a course of action that you took in the past, how come we never once heard about it?
Yeah.
Why was it a secret? Why did not want, like, oh, you do your training videos, here's how you do this. How come never once have you ever mentioned about spraying silicone on a ball? Never once. You know? The other thing, you said, Carl, what was the other thing you said? I don't remember.
He had he put out like that 5-minute video of it's just why bother, man? He's really like, I think he's trying to shield Matchroom and get content at the same time, kind of type thing.
Well, I have a point about that too. I have a lot of points. This has been a fun topic for me this week to really pay attention to stuff like that for, right? But here's another, and I'm going to post this. I saw another video where Jeremy is the commentator and is talking about how the ball, he believes the ball has a substance on it because of how the ball is how the cue ball is being squirrely on the table. And guess what? It was at a Matchroom event. And let me just make my Matchroom point now. And I posted about this earlier in the week. This is why you have to have a governing body, because Matchroom is a promoter that's in it for money. Yeah. And they're never going to say their guys are cheating. Emily's not going to come out and say there was cheating at the world title event. She's not going to do it. It's going to hurt the brand.
You seen that picture I posted? It was she was handing the wax to Johan.
You have to have a governing body.
Yeah. That
number one is strong, and number two is not afraid of Matchroom. And I'm not saying WPA is afraid of Matchroom, but this is why the whole war with Matchroom and WPA, in my eyes, no matter who did what, in my eyes, Matchroom can't be at war with the governing body. Because now look at this, Matchroom. Yep. Look at this. You have essentially known cheaters at your events, and it could have happened for the last 5 years. And nobody's any the wiser. Because I can tell you what, this is not the first time somebody has brought wax to a Matchroom event. You got to get your house in order. Yeah, make the money, but get your house in order. And the number one to get your house in order, don't fight with the governing body.
And I think Emily is very guilty of maybe pushing players to the front that shouldn't be there, or rewarding players like that. Look, we both love Jason Shaw, dude. He's one of the kindest people I ever met in pool, but for him to be in the position where he is quite often, at the forefront of everything, and his results don't garner that same attention as certain other players do. It seems like it's a little bit unfair. So, but obviously she's one of the favorites. What happened if there wasn't a governing body and there was accusations of cheating, and maybe it was Jason Shaw doing it, and they pushed it under the rug just because it was one of her favorites. So.
Yeah, she actually does have. She actually does have a little bit too cozy of a relationship with players. Could you imagine baseball commissioner having that kind of relationship, or NFL commissioner?
Like Jason Shaw, when they had the Mosconi Cup conference last year, he kept having his arm around her chair. Like it's. Could you see Rob Manfred? With his arm around Mendoza from the Mets, just hanging out. This is my top team.
Yeah. It has an appearance of being shady, right? But the other thing, to your point about pushing players to the front, I'm going to give you two examples right away that I thought of. I'm looking for one. I don't see it right away, but there was, from the event last week, there was a picture that Matchroom took where it had all the players, right? I don't know if you saw that picture. And if you look at the players, Gorst is in the front.
Yeah, right? Front and center.
And the Saudi team is in the front, right? And Shane Van Boening is clear as day. But who also was in the front? Shaw. Like, why is again, love him. Great guy, super nice. But he's not at that level. So why is Emily because Emily said, "Hey, Jason, come up front."
Yeah.
When they were taking that picture, Jason, where are you? Come up front.
And another one they had last year who was like the media darling was Mickey Krause. Once again, good guy. Yeah. Maybe stepped in shit a little bit with that religious joke, but he's another one now. His
somebody else. I'll give you another one. That's a good example you just gave. How about that Sam Henderson, the kid?
Yeah.
They anointed him the next king. He's still a junior.
Yeah.
And he's not even that. I mean, I don't. He is actually a very good junior, but there's better junior players than he is. So why are you anointing him the next king? He's a teenager. He's 1-0. While Emily could believe that she is a kingmaker, she's not, because she's not the one playing. And I'm not taking anything away from Sam. Sam is probably a good kid. In fact, Skylar and I have talked about Sam. Skylar is very hot on Sam as well. Says he's a great kid. He's going to be a big player.
Gonna be.
Right? Gonna be.
Yeah.
There's players out there that are light years ahead of him.
Yeah.
So, and I know why Emily picked Sam. He's got the look. He looks good on TV
and when you're pushing television, that's what sells.
Yeah, right. But if you're going to be a kingmaker, you better pick the right kings.
Yeah. And she's also, she can send him the other way too. Look at her when she was on that podcast and she was shitting on Mike DeShane. Here's a guy with a resume that could choke a pony, and they're shitting on him like he's not worthy to be in their league and their Mosconi Cup. And that obviously, because I liked him, that rubbed me the wrong way. But right. she can trend him up and she can trend him down just by her word.
One of the greatest players ever. Now, not well liked, but told one of the greatest players ever. You'll never play in another Matchroom event.
Who are you?
That guy. Now, at the time she said it, he was not at that level. But at his peak, he was a lights out. So, and at that time, Emily didn't even know anything about pool when she said that. She was new to pool. She's telling a guy that it was lights out. You'll never play in a Matchroom event ever again. She and Thorsten had an issue. And now that they have since kissed and made up. Speaking of Thorsten, you see he got his citizenship this week. Congratulations, Thorsten.
Oh, yeah, good.
And then I saw a great comment said, he now qualifies for the Mosconi Cup team. I'd love to see Thorsten play on Team USA.
I'd love to see.
He's still not going to win.
I'd love to see any old guy, especially like Niels.
Any old guy you'd still like to see Earl play? Because I don't want Earl anywhere near Mosconi Cup.
When Earl was selected for the Mosconi Cup team, he was playing fantastic at the time.
Right.
He wasn't winning events, but he was placing.
Yeah.
He was doing good. Look, they literally cart Efren Reyes out. They put him on a dolly and they push him out in front of a crowd. Earl still plays. He's still
right.
Got his game on him.
And last week when Matchroom carted Efren out, he was wearing OTR. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, it tells you that's the apparel you need to wear.
Yeah. If Efren's wearing OTR and Jay and Rob are wearing OTR, and there's not a lot of people wearing OTR, paid. I mean, but that one guy is.
You can be wearing OTR if you slide inside my DMs and pick up a official Level 2 Billiards Live pool jersey, like some of the smart people in our chat here.
Yeah, you know what? I was looking at the back of this jersey. It's the back of this jersey today. I was looking at it today earlier. This is a sharp jersey. The back of it. I
feel so bad that you shit all over my new jersey that I made.
I knew you were going to say that. God damn it.
Oh, guys, we got plans. We're trying to come out with new jerseys, and Jay keeps nixing my ideas. So if you guys don't get new jerseys for the holidays, blame this guy.
I actually, you know what I actually had, not at that moment when I sent you that message. A few hours later, I thought of a compromise, right? And I said, you know what? No matter what I say, he'll want to cut my head off, no matter what I say.
Look, that was strictly a time period idea. It was for November. It was for Veterans Day. It wasn't like, it was going to be a choice to wear the other 11 months.
I have a compromise. This is a great way for me to mention I have a compromise, because you're less likely to yell at me here than you do online on the chat.
Don't count your chickens before they hatch.
I do have a compromise that I didn't work it up. I'm not opposed for you guys at home, Rob, who don't. A lot of times we tell a story and we don't tell the people at home what the hell we're talking about. Rob sent me a mock-up of our next shirt, and I like the idea. It's military based, right? I guess is right.
Yeah, very much
a tribute to the military, I guess, or I guess, right? Is that the best way to say it?
It was the idea I had behind it was we'll get it made. We'll start to release it around November for Veterans Day. And there's a place by me called Valor House, which is it's like housing for veterans that are down on their luck. I was going to take the proceeds from this shirt and buy them like Thanksgiving dinner or something like that.
Oh, that's nice.
So that's the only idea I had behind the shirt.
Yeah.
November based, Veterans Day. Let's do something nice for our troops, and
right.
that was it. Yeah.
Listen, I wasn't saying no to the idea. Just it wasn't that particular what you sent me was.
Oh, look, it was a first mock-up, and that's the thing. We do something, we talk about it, we make.
I'm sure I'm sure whatever it is, we'll figure it out. Now, do you think that on the new shirt we can get the 77 Billiards logo on there? You think they'll sign off on that? You think a 77 on the second special edition shirt? Do you think they'll send us the artwork? They don't have to give us money.
We're looking for
to have that on there. They don't have to pay for it, but we would need the logo. I mean, I would want to rock a 77 Billiards logo.
I would love to have that team with somebody to where like they have our little logo on their shirts and we have theirs on ours. And
I don't think they like us that much, but we like them that much.
Yeah, Tech said we need a Jersey of the Month club. Yeah, we gotta get Jamie involved.
I actually thought of that, but not of the month, because sales are not that great. We're not that. I mean, we're famous, but we're not that famous.
Jersey of the quarter.
But when I had my pool room, I did I think I told you this before, Rob. I did a special edition shirt, I think twice a year. One run, like one print. When they were sold out, they're sold out. Never made them again. And the first one really didn't sell that much, right? But once it sold out, and then people were trying to buy it, and then after that, each time the new special edition came out, it got to the point where the special editions were being sold out before they even were printed. Because I would announce, hey, this is the new one. It'll be here on this date, and people were buying it before they were even printed, which was pretty cool, So,
your buddy 77 just said 100%. They we'll get some going.
Maybe I should have, instead of before I asked for the patch, maybe should have asked 77 to be a guest on our show first, and then on the show asked for the patch.
We got to put a face. We want to know that you don't look like one of the guys from Slipknot.
You know what? The 77 person, maybe it's Emily that's talking to us right now. Maybe
could be
77 is Emily. I don't think so, because 77 Billiards is a nice place. It's 77. I have one question I'll ask you, and if you don't want to answer, I totally get it. What country do you originate from?
Yeah, that's a good. John just said he wants to start a pool team called Level 2, but we got to supply them with jerseys.
John, I'm happy to do that. Let us make a little bit more money, and we're on board for that.
You gotta ask Bart. He's the one to. He's the big swinger over there.
Hey, you guys that are not blocked by Bart, how's he doing? Is he still alive?
He just lost two people to talk to. So Ah,
Well,
70 from the Philippines.
that's what I said. Didn't I say
Yeah,
that?
yeah.
So so 77 is mad at us. Got to be mad at us that we're
We're
I guess
not distant Filipinos. I mean,
no, I'm not this. I'm not. I'm not this. No, listen. I believe what Kachi said is real. I
yeah,
don't think he's crying, I don't think he's crying as I think it's real. Do I think Johan is putting wax on a ball? I just don't see it. I've had too many conversations with Johan to believe that that's what he's doing. Now maybe he is, but I just can't believe it. But do I believe those young Filipino players are? Absolutely, I believe that. And I've not said one name because I don't know who's doing it, and I don't want to slander someone But do I believe it? Yeah, I believe it. Is there anybody on the planet who's not Filipino who doesn't believe it? I have a player, not a player. Yeah, well, he's a player, but somebody from Texas that I had a long conversation with this week, and saying he's Kachi's crying, all these things. And I said to him, listen, I'm not saying that 100% sure Kachi's right, and I'm not saying 100% sure that he's wrong. I said to this player, wait for all the facts to come out before you decide.
Yeah.
And then the WPA statement comes out. I should probably read that because there's probably people who haven't heard it. And I said, now look, you said that they're not guilty. And look at this. And he goes, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything. This is the governing body saying, yeah, people were waxing.
Yeah, right.
I think that was let me bring it up because I want to read it because I think that's an important part.
And good on them
release.
For responding within a couple days.
Say it again.
Good. I said good on them for responding within a couple days. Like this is a no. If just in case it's a practice that people are using, let us tell you right now it's not going to be tolerated. So
right,
that's solid.
The one thing that to your point, the one thing I really liked was that they came out so quick. They came out with it faster than Mar Boys.
Yeah,
could deny it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they and I posted that on the story the other day. Like, we'll address this later. This is the second controversy with cheating. Now we don't know for sure, right, that a Marbor's guy was in it. But last year, a Marbor's guy was part of cheating.
Right.
Here's another cheating story tied to Marboys, right? And the fact that I said one negative thing last year to Marboys and they blocked me is a good indication that these are some shady characters, right? Now I don't know these Marboys, but if I say one negative thing about you, you're that sensitive that you block me? Come on.
Well, I would liken Poole there as like one of their big things. If somebody was shitting on the Mets to me, I would probably block them.
You would?
Yeah, I love the Mets.
If I shit on the Mets, you'll block?
Yeah.
If you didn't know me, really?
If you're in love with something like that, why do you want to hear it? They love Poole. Maybe they just don't want to hear
it. Here's why I wouldn't block somebody. If somebody had a different opinion than me, even if it drove me crazy, I want to listen.
Right.
Because I want to understand. I want to understand why they think that. Right.
Yeah, but it's probably more well so than everybody else. People read things and they take them the wrong way in tone. You could ask my uncle. I could have texted him cinnamon bits and he thought I'd be talking shit to him. But it's some people read stuff and they just get the wrong idea about it. So I get it.
Let me read this press release from WPA, and this was 2 days ago. They posted this, and to your point, they were very quick to make a statement. Right. Maybe they're not as weak as we think they are. I don't know. It's just a statement. They haven't done anything yet, but it's a start, right? It has come to our attention of the World Pool Association. Oh, they also use ChatGPT. So
We got something in common.
I love that Kachi saw the video, and I love that Kachi loved the video of me busting his balls. I love it. I love it. Oh, I have a Dennis Grabe update too. It has come to our attention of the World Pool Association, WPA, that certain athletes have been waxing balls during matches. It has been suggested that some players believe there is no rules prohibiting this practice. The WPA would like to make it explicitly clear that waxing of balls is considered a form of cheating and will be dealt with under the WPA rules governing unsportsmanlike conduct. Athletes found guilty of such risks face the maximum disciplinary penalty, including a lifetime ban from WPA sanctioned events.
Lifetime? Holy shit.
What?
Lifetime ban.
I don't think it's going to, I think it's a clear thing. I don't think they're going to start with that. To address this issue, the WPA will implement additional checkpoints and equipment inspections during the tournaments to detect and prevent this type of misconduct. The WPA remains committed to ensuring fair play and preserving the integrity of the sport. How could you not think it's not cheating? You can't alter the equipment. By adding wax, it's altering the equipment.
It's pretty cut and dry. Kamui hasn't made a tip yet that just applies wax automatically with the push of a button. 77 just said
it's coming from what?
He said there's nothing more you can say about the wax issue, but he agrees with most of the points you've made.
Chris Renfro. I'm sure we'll have a new tip out soon that applies to wax.
The great white wax chalk.
To 77. To 70, I will take a cue from 77. To their point, I thought it was worth us talking about it, but until something new comes out, there's your update on the Waxgate.
This could be the end, or it could be the beginning. It's only time's going to tell. But this isn't going to pucker a lot of sphincters, a lot of wax using sphincters.
I want to read a post to you. I have not come up with one to read. Yeah, there's not really any. I want to read this to you, and I want you to tell me if Kachi used ChatGPT or didn't use ChatGPT. Line them up. 5, 10 best Filipino players at the moment. I will play them all $50K each, 5 challenge matches, at least 9 ball or 10 ball. That I read no problem, Kachi. So you did find ChatGPT. That's somebody checked his work here. Agree?
Who knows? Maybe it's maybe Cladio's the wordsmith in the family, and he's helping out a big bro. No, brother, you got to do it like this.
I wonder if Cladio talks like that too. I don't think Cladio's not really a big social media guy, is he?
I don't know. We'll find out. We'll have them both on.
All right, let me give you the update on. I actually followed up. I didn't even tell you this all week. I saved it. I followed up with Dennis Grabe,
Mr. Grapefruit,
about the grapefruit thing. Yeah, Claudio doesn't really talk. He posts stuff, but he doesn't talk. Okay, so I reached out to Dennis and I said, Dennis, we were talking about in the show about the whole grapefruit thing. I said that you thought grapefruits, capital of Europe with the grapefruits. I told him, no, it has to do with your weird head. He doesn't have a weird head. I just made that up, whatever. And I said, what is the big story behind the name grapefruit? Somebody called you like school kid or, we got to know for the podcast. I need to know for the next podcast. I said, unless it's, it's a secret and I whatever. It's no story. His name is Grabe, and he put a certain name in when he started his Instagram page, and it wasn't available. And Instagram recommended some grapefruit thing. And he said, yeah, whatever. And he picked
Okay,
it.
I'll take it.
So Instagram gave him the name, the grapefruit name, Mr. Grapefruit. That's it. That's the story. We had much better stories for the grapefruit name. If we had a budget, I would say to you, we should have a contest on how or why his name is Mr. Grapefruit, and then award money to the best thing. But we don't have a budget, and I told you what the answer is.
You know,
it would have been a cool contest.
This is on Dennis, though. He's got to come up with a better story than that. Don't say something like,
weak, right? He should have, because he knows I'm going to bring it back to the podcast, right? He should have came up with something, right? He should have.
Like I had a grapefruit-sized boil on my neck, and I had it lanced.
That's very interesting that 77 Billiards is from the Philippines. Remember, I did say somewhere from Asia over there. Very interesting.
That's a good point. John just said something. He goes, "Do you think wax is so heavily used in the Philippines because of the high humidity and playing conditions on the islands?"
I do. I absolutely do.
That's a good point.
I absolutely do. I think.
Because if there's moisture in the air, like why wouldn't you?
I absolutely do think that because of their playing conditions, they make alterations. You and I would do it as well, right? So, and I don't really have. Here's the funny thing: I don't really have an issue with wax. It's what I have an issue with is if you know there's wax and I don't know there's wax.
Yeah.
That's where I have an issue, right? So if it makes the conditions better in the Philippines because of the high humidity, and both players agree, then use wax. Why not? I mean, technology. Look at how pool cues have become better with technology. So it just makes sense. Yes, use wax, but use wax in America. I don't care, but both players have to agree to use wax.
Jeff just said they got to use wax to overcome the chicken feathers and shit on the table.
They need to overcome with those bugs that they're always picking off the table.
Oh yeah.
They don't have screens. Like, in Florida, they screen in all the pools.
Yeah.
All the pools. They don't have. Apparently, they don't sell screens in the Philippines.
Isn't there a 2-sided tape they can use?
Every shot, they're picking bugs off the table.
That's the beauty of the area, I guess. Look, we've heard nightmare stories about the Hanoi Open and the conditions there. I mean, obviously it's in the same part of the world, but yeah, it's got to be crazy humid. It's I don't know. It became a tool to use somehow, and that's a very feasible explanation for it.
All right. We got anything else on the agenda? We're already over on overtime.
Yeah, we started late. We got to give these guys a little bonus time.
About 1 hour. I mean, is there anything else on the agenda?
Just our little plugs, and we got something we can mention during the plugs about our sponsor. But I guess we can go right to shouts.
I'll go first because mine's only 2 sentences. I just want to shout out 77 Billiards for showing up.
Solid.
That's a solid move. That's stand up. I love it.
Thank you.
Didn't have to do that. Didn't say he was doing it or she. I'm assuming it's a he. Don't know his name. Love what he does or what they do or whatever the case is. I don't really know anything at all about 77 Billiards. We just learned that they're from the Philippines today. Love that. So that's my shout out. Thank you, 77, for coming to the show, to the live version of the show.
Thank you. Thank everybody in the chat for participating.
That only makes, for me, why that is special is because I am a person in real life off of this that believes in supporting people around you and lifting people above. Everybody wins. I have the everybody wins mentality and community, right? And I love that 77 joined us tonight. I think that's a stand-up move. So thank you, 77.
Yeah, that's one thing we constantly preach about, Pool, and you never want to burn your bridges because we all meet each other again, So
right.
Thank you for doing that. That's cool, and we hope to do many more things in the future. So that's awesome that they're here. But what's funny? I can't believe you didn't bring it up. I was sure it was going to be your shout out. and you didn't bring it up. We have such big news.
What?
The Black Widow?
Oh. For you and I, we could talk about it. For you and I, it's a big deal. But I think to the average person, they don't care.
Well, if you discuss pool royalty and
she's the queen, bro.
Living pool royalty and Mount Rushmores of pool players, you cannot mention her name.
Right. A friend, I put it on my personal page. You probably saw it, right?
Yeah.
And a friend of mine 2 nights ago said, "Hey, what was that thing with the Black Widow? I know who that is. He's not a pool player, right? What was that thing you were posting with the Black Widow?" I explained it to him. He goes, "Oh, okay." He's not in pool, so he doesn't get it. I said, "Bro, you don't understand how big a big deal that is for you guys at home who don't know." Jeanette, back at Super Billiards Expo, this is actually a cool story. Jeanette Lee, back at Super Billiards Expo, asked to take a picture with Rob and I. And I was there with my camera, so we literally found a random guy I handed my camera to and said, "Hey, take a picture for us." I put it in beginner's mode, though, the camera, and we got some good pictures out of it, right? And then I guess I or you, one of us posted the picture and sent a collab to Jeanette.
You did.
I did. I never in a million years expected Jeanette to accept the collab, but you never know, and she didn't. Super Billiards Expo is in April. It's August, right? Well, it was July a couple days ago. You see, I had a look. I don't even know what month it is. Anyway, she just accepted it this weekend. So now, Rob and I are on her page. Now,
forever.
To the average person, probably don't give a rat's ass that we're on there. But to Rob and I, because we're such big fans of Jeanette Lee, and Rob's told his story in the past about, the whole Q thing, and it's just cool. To meet your hero is cool. For your hero to then ask to take a picture with you, because normally you and I would ask to take a picture with her, right? But she asked us, which I thought was cool, right? And then put our picture on her page. Now, my picture's on Skylar's page, but I used to run his page, so it's not like a big deal. It is, but it isn't, because I didn't just arbitrarily put it on there. I asked Skylar if it was okay, if I could use it, because of it's me, him, and Earl. Skylar didn't say, "Hey, you should put that." Skylar doesn't even know what pictures I had, what pictures I didn't have, right? But anyway, it's cool. It's cool.
Yeah, that whole thing was look. We've obviously been around people before, famous, pool player and people, whatever. I just wanted to tell her hello. I hope she was feeling good. I told her she looked great. She was the one. She grabbed my hand, held my hand, embraced me, and took me in, like embraced me into, and while I was telling her what I had to tell her, and we were content with that. We were ready to walk away, and she goes, "No, let's get a picture. Let's get a picture." And she was the one who said to us, we told her about the show and all that, and she was telling us, "Look, you guys are ambassadors. You're giving back to the sport of pool." And I absolutely, look, we always say it all the time. We're just two jerk offs talking about pool. But when you have somebody like this in the world of pool affirming that up for you, it was like,
yeah. The other part that I thought about this week with that, when we at Super Billiards Expo, while she's with us, her line keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and she's not even rushing. She, and I'm not saying that she was. I'm not saying it like she was like she was ignoring the line, but she genuinely wanted to have a conversation with us, which was really cool. And I was thinking, she must see the lines, just like because we waited. We waited for there to be no line, right? In fact, you and I talked about just being conscious about waiting for the line to go down, right?
Getting in and getting out. Yeah.
And she just, so what you would. I'm not saying you and I are special. I mean, we are, but
No, but like I legit, you know, it was 10 years since I've seen her at this point, you know, and it was a legit thing, you know, that me and her shared. And, you know, she included all of us. You were there with me. I said, hey, this is Jay. We do a show together. Oh, hi, Jay. And, you know, she brought us all in like she's like a mother hen, and she just gathered us in because she's that type of person. She's
but she also knew who we were. I mean, she remember the time she got on our she like 77 did today. She jumped on. I mean, that was awesome. You know, you mentioned something else, you know, about meeting people. You know, when you look at the history of Level 2 Billiards, more the original page, not this little one, but I've interviewed every major and some minor pros, every industry leader, all have been on Level 2 Billiards. And I've met some cool people, and I've gotten some interviews that I would never in a million years thought I would get. You know, just people that are just at a different level that, you know, now, granted, I get it. Level 2 Billiards, the old page was a big page, and it was a page to be on. And there's some cool cats that have been on there. But when you meet your hero, it's just a little bit different.
Yeah.
It's a little bit different, you know, and not to discount anybody who's, you know, when I got that, at the time I thought it was a big deal. Now in hindsight, maybe not, you know, but when I got the CEO of Predator to do an interview, when I got Emily did multiple interviews before, you know, I pissed her off. It's okay. I don't mind pissing her off.
You had Ralph Eckert.
You know, or here's another one, which I will remember because I'm humbled by this. I'm not over the top by this, but I'm humbled by this. You know, at this Super Billiards Expo, with where Federer is currently, I don't even bother asking Federer because I don't. Why would he be on our page? And at Super Billiards Expo, the guy made a joke to Federer about coming to being on the video, and he's like, "Yeah, he comes right over." You know, he didn't have to do that. He's at a whole different level than we are, right? But he did it. So I think, in a lot of ways, even though Level 2 Billiards isn't the page that it once was, I think the upside is we at least have the respect of the industry, right?
Yeah, but that's by choice. It's not what it was by choice.
Right. Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm back is because of you. If you didn't keep hounding me all the time, I would never come back. Never. Right? So, no, I would never come back. If you know, I'm not saying you were hounding me, but if you didn't encourage me to come back, I would have never came back to start over again from scratch. Why would I do that?
Plus, I think the ball started rolling out that we were more friends with each other, and we started going to expos together and all that. So I mean, it was a buddy, you know, fucking with another buddy. Hey, let's do something. And,
time for my selfie. Let me get my selfie. Hold on. All right. Time for your shout out.
My shout out, you guys know that I love cars. Well, in case you guys didn't see my story, it happened again.
What?
Got another car.
You did?
Traded in the Bullet. I had the Bullet for probably a month to trade it in the Bullet. I made a mistake, and I gave up my Dark Horse because I thought I wanted the Bullet, but I love my Dark Horse so much I had to go get it back. So I didn't get my exact Dark Horse back, but I got another one that was in the area. And where I got it, it's a place called Koch 33 Ford. The kid who was my salesman, he was a young guy. He was in his early 20s. But why I'm bringing it up here is because his father was a regional pool player in the area. So, you know, I was wearing like a Cyberts pool jersey. And hey, you into pool? And am I into pool? Here's my business cards, kid. But the kid's name was Pete Wilson. His father's name was Tom Wilson. So it was just a shout out to Pete and Koch 33, and thanks for hooking me up with my car. It's nice. Awesome. I love it. And it's like any little, I mean, pool, it's one of those hidden sports. You know, if I talk about baseball, football, I expect people to chime in. But when, you know, somebody messes with pool and they have some knowledge about the sport, it makes it that much better. And somebody like me kind of lights up with that. So Pete, good job, buddy. You got a future ahead of you, and shout out to your dad also. And anybody who holds a Q is a friend with me.
I have one question about that has come to my head about that I learned. How many cars have you bought in the last 2 years? Legitimately.
Well, let's see, since this is number 12 since 22 when my grandfather passed. So yeah, wow. It's like a sport with me and my dad. It's almost to a point where we've traded in cars just to prove that we can do it. Because I pride myself on not losing money and making money and getting into the next one. It's a high. It's the second largest a person will ever make in their life after a house. So it's
there was a kid that played pool at my pool room, and he would constantly buy cars. He was a mechanic, I guess, constantly buy cars, fix them, and sell them. And I said, why do you do that? He goes, I make money. But he was buying, $2,500 cars. You're buying like $70,000, $80,000, $90,000, $100,000 cars constantly.
Yeah, it's in a way it's kind of leasing. Not so much leasing, but I'm buying them and moving them. But you buy a certain quality of car, and it's either going to appreciate or depreciate. And the certain cars I get, they're collector's editions, they're high end cars. So it's not like I can get hurt on it, So I was, I talk about it all the time. I used to be an addict, and I've been clean. This year will be 11 years for me, and we also used to be very poor. So years and years and years when I used to press my nose up against the glass and just wishing I could be in a position to do that. And thankful for my dad, thankful for the situation that we have. Now we can, and being drug free and putting good things out into the world, I feel like good comes back to me. So it's in a situation where I used to fight for meals and be one of those kids with the purple ticket in the lunch line at school, getting made fun of because I was broke. And now it's just it feels good, to be comfortable in life. So
you reminded me of something. You reminded me of something just now. You know what next weekend is, right? No, you don't, because you didn't say you're coming to New Hope.
Oh, the Mustang.
The car show is next weekend.
Ace Cafe. Oh, the one at the school.
Ace Cafe is closed. I read today some kind of renovation. Maybe they'll be reopened by the time, but the car show is next weekend. And I spoke to I can't remember what he said now, but I spoke to one of the organizers of it. And he told me something that was going to be there this year I thought was cool, but I can't remember what it is now. But that's next weekend. If you want to come down, we can work that out.
What I was going to talk about was the U.S. Open, because I was in a situation where my dad is hounding me to go to Atlantic City.
Oh, let's go. I'm in.
Well, it's one of these things, like he wants to go with his friend, and I was going to tag along. So it's really they're going to drive me up there. If you found, like, if you got that ticket from Jeff and you found a way there, and they drop me off there, and they go, do the boardwalk all day, conceivably we can both be there at the same time.
Right. As a matter, coincidentally, I had a family member reach out to me last night and say, I thought you were coming to see me. Who lives near Atlantic City. So let's talk about that during the week and see if we can figure that out.
What I said to him was probably earlier in the week, maybe like Monday, Tuesday.
Yeah.
While there's a lot more people there.
Anything else? Is 77 Billiard still here?
No, Jeff just said he had one last thought on a pool question he has for us. Go ahead, shoot, Jeff. Shoot the works. While you ask that question, I will do a little plug for our friend and sponsor, Jamie, Off the Rail Apparel, offtherailapparel.com, Facebook, Instagram. Jamie is in Las Vegas this week for the APA World Championships. I think it's at Westgate, if I'm not mistaken. Please go visit him. Tell him Level 2 Live sent you, and he will get you something at full item price. So go look for Jamie. Tell him that his stuff is great. And thank you, Jamie. Thank you for supporting us. And we're happy to be on board with Off the Rail.
Can I add on to the Off the Rail thing?
Sure.
Oh, I thought Jeff was going to say something.
Oh, Jeff said Earl versus Gelforce, round 1, Florida Open. No way, that's a legit draw, right? Yeah. So,
What do you
so
say?
that so that guy Gelforce that they've been randomly promoting in Matchroom events, he supposedly drew Earl in the first round. Jeff says no way, that's a legit draw, right? Yeah, no, Jeff, I agree with that. I think it's maybe an item that guy maybe wanted to play him, and maybe this is their chance to to shit on Earl in a way. But yeah, I don't like it. There's too many instances where I feel like their draws are either they're doing it for the TV table or they're doing it to shit on somebody. So yeah, I agree with that.
And Jeff knows this, but I'll still say it. A lot of draws are bullshit. A lot of draws are bullshit. But let me, Jeff, no more questions. We'll be here for another hour, and I can't do it. I was on their page the other day, Off the Rail. This is I mean, you did the plug, but I mean, they just really have cool stuff there. I'm not saying it because they're a sponsor. They have some really, I mean, because when you talk to Jamie, you don't think of him as an apparel guy that knows all like how to make cool clothing. This guy makes cool stuff. Maybe he's not making it. Maybe his wife is good at it, or maybe somebody works. But they got some really cool stuff on their website. I want more stuff.
He knows, and he's on it. Like everything you tell him, like he's got an answer for that. So I think like he's got to be the creative force behind it. I know he's got a partner in that, but every time I've talked to Jamie,
he does. I didn't know that.
He's been like like 2 steps ahead of the game,
and he goes to all these events.
Yeah, every one of them. Yeah,
it's got to be a moneymaker.
I was showing the kid that sold me my car. He pulled up the screen, and I told him to go to Off the Rail Apparel, and he's like, man, these shirts are cool. He pulled up those Paisley ones, those 3 Paisley ones they have.
Yeah.
It's I would wear that on the golf course. I would wear that in the club. I would wear that just futzing around in my car. Everything they put out, it's, and I'm not just saying this, but I'm very picky with my wardrobe, and a couple days a week I'm wearing different Off the Rail Apparel shirts.
You know what I thought of today? Not the level 2 billiards one, but the one we wore last week.
The aqua.
The house is a regular shirt,
yeah.
Right? I actually picked it up today because I had to go out and do something, and I'm like, would I look weird in this? And I'm like, I think I could wear this out, like, and it's just a shirt.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. I do it all the time.
Look at this. I mean, listen, I'm no fashionista over here. I wear a black T-shirt every day. This is a cool jacket that you can wear anywhere. It doesn't have to be cool. That's a cool jacket.
They got that long sleeve cotton shirt with the diamond logo, and it has like American stripes on the sleeve. I absolutely love that, man.
I just thought of something. I'm going to tell you this one thing that you're going to find hilarious, and then I'm going to stop and we're going to wrap up. Today, somebody was stopped at the light where I live. It's a big pedestrian, a lot of walking where I live. It's all walking, right? Somebody stopped at the light, but stopped in the crosswalk. And me being me, pointed. The guy's looking at me, the driver, and I'm like, yeah, this is the crosswalk. You shouldn't be in it. This is the crosswalk. And he said to me, this is what he said. I'm using his words. Shut up, you fat ass. And to him, you know what I said to him? Fat, you apparently don't know how much weight I lost. Because this is skinny, pal.
There you go. You told him.
They don't know what I used to look like. This is like, I'm like ninja now, stealth.
That jersey's dripping off you. I'm going to have to send you one of the XLs I got here.
Let's not go overboard. All right. Good to see you, Rob.
You too, pal. By the way, this is Jay from Level 2 Billiards. You can get him on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. I'm the Gangster of Pool. You can get me on all the same, including Chatterbait. Jeff, fill up your tokens. That's about it. OTR, Level 2 Billiards, Gangster of Pool.
Maybe next week, maybe I will confirm with Rob and confirm with you guys at home, but maybe next week we will not be on Sunday. Maybe it would be Monday, and I will not be here, and I will not look like a potato.
I didn't want to bring this up because you said I couldn't bring up the name, so I'm not going to say the name, but I have been messaged, and there are certain people in America as we speak, and they've requested that we do a show sometime, an interview.
And I know who you're talking about. I don't know who you're talking about. Right?
We share the same initials and the same first name.
Oh, and so he set up. Set it up.
Yeah, he said he was looking to do something tomorrow morning, maybe.
Oh, tomorrow morning?
Yeah.
Let me know.
All right.
Let me know.
We'll do.
4 o'clock. If we got to do it 4 o'clock in the morning, whatever, just tell me, and I'll be there.
All right.
All right.
Sounds good.
You guys at home, thanks. Rob, have a great night.
Out.